Hi guys, you're welcome once again to Beyond the Classroom. So this is Honorable Mujahid Officer speaking, your usual host. Today we are here once again. Today is another blessed day. I want to say today is a great day, and a great day is today. I'm here with a great man, of course, and we are coming to learn something from him. Before we get into the conversation with the guests we have here, let's go for a quick commercial break. Then in our return, we'll get started with the interview.
You are welcome to Campbell Royal Tree, the best hotel in Winneba, close to Winneba Johnson and direct opposite the Well Filling Station. Among some of the facilities Campbell Royal Tree offers its clients and customers include: number one, we have a serene swimming pool where you can relax your body at any time, swim at any time, any day at affordable prices. In fact, you can come here 24/7. We operate all time. We there for you. Campbell Royal Treat is having an event center where we host every type of event. Any event you want, whether birthday party, weddings, any event at all, we can give you the best facility to host your events that you want to host. Campbell Royal Treat is having a gym center where you can gym your body at any time, morning, evening, afternoon, any time at all you feel. And we also have a kitchen where we offer both local and foreign dishes. Any type of food you want, just come to Campbell Royal Treat and we will give it to you at very affordable prices. We also have a clinic attached to the hotel where, in case of any emergency or any other time, you can go there for the services at very subsidized prices. We've reduced the prices drastically just to favor our customers. Call the contact, the numbers on this list.
Come back once again. Today I'm here with a great man who happens to be the S.R.C Chief Justice for 2021-2022 academic year of University of Education Winneba, and he's here with us to discuss LGBTQ plus bill and the position of Africa and the rest of the world, or the relationship, whatever that's happen in between in the system. So we are coming to discuss with him. Before we get started with the topic, let's get to know him. Let's get to know him before we start, because this is his first time of coming to Beyond the Classroom. So, and let me also say, if you are a new person and you are just joining us, please join the family by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. That way, any new video will drop, you'll be the first person to be notified. Also, like the video if you are enjoying it, and share with others if you think it makes sense. Then others will also learn just as you are learning right now. Thank you so much for joining. I wish you all the best in the journey of today's discussion. Thank you so much for joining. Please, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Beyond the Classroom, so all we do here is learning. We call people selective people, of course, who are capable of helping us discuss certain topics that we may either choose, or if you have a nice topic that is learnable, then you come to take us through. You are a potential teacher in front of us, and you are here today to help us answer certain questions that were worrying us, which will be of public consumption. So you are much welcome to Beyond the Classroom. So yes, I hope the atmosphere is cool.
Oh, it's normal.
Okay, good. We would like to first of all know you before we start with the topic, LGBTQ plus bill and the position of Africa and the rest of the world. Yes, so we would like to know you, starting from your name before we would like to know a lot about you in a very brief way. Yes.
All right, thank you very much
Yeah.
for this wonderful invitation. And before I move on to, or I proceed, I have to make some correction here.
Okay.
I'm the former Chief Justice.
Former Chief Justice,
Yes,
good.
Not the current Chief Justice.
Okay.
And I'm Abdul Rauf Sedu.
Okay.
From Enchi, which is located in the western north.
Okay, Enchi.
Enchi.
Okay.
Located in the western north.
Okay.
And I'm also a science student offering BScs Integrated Science Education.
Integrated Science Education.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Good.
that's me.
Currently level 400,
Yes,
right?
currently I'm in level 400.
Level 400.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we start with your topic, like I said before, we want to know you more. Did you start your school, your basic school, and that of senior high all over there, or how? What is the journey?
Yes, I started my basic school from Enchi.
Enchi.
At that time, it was a district, which is our main district.
Okay.
But now it's a municipal.
Okay.
So it was our main Suama. But now the Suama, they just divide the district into two. So now we have Suama as a district, and we have Awomi as also
another district.
A municipal.
A municipal. That one is a municipal.
It's a municipal because we are having about 275 polling stations. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Not polling station, but constituency.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have 75, so it's big.
Wow.
We'll talk about it.
Great.
So I started my basic school at Enchi, which is Presbyterian. That's a Presbyterian school.
Okay.
And from there I proceed to secondary school at Takwa. That is Fiasiman Secondary School.
Fiasiman Senior High.
Yes.
Wow. I know them very well. Let me say I'm a short period. Is it how do we call this? Native of Takwa. Yes, I've stayed there for quite almost a year.
All right.
Yeah, and I can.
Oh, I stayed there. I stayed there more than, because after completion, I was there because most of my family also stayed there.
Okay.
So we normally stay at Takwa Naboso.
Okay.
Then one of my sister also stay at Zongo. Yes.
Okay, Takwa Zongo.
So from there, I proceed from there. So I completed 2007. 2007. Yeah, so due to financial.
GHS or
the SS. I'm talking about the GHS. It was the same Enchi.
2007. Where was I born before?
You were born. Maybe you
really.
Don't mind the school. We started early.
Don't mind my beard though.
For us, we started. Me too. Don't mind the beard, because you see, my other brother is not having a beard.
Wow.
Yes. We are five, but all of them are the one having the beard.
Wow. Good.
So we have only one lady, but the rest
they are all female and
males. Sorry, but they don't have beards.
Okay. Wow.
So good. I think from there, after 2007, that my mother also died.
Oh, sorry about that.
So from there, I have to work and gather some money before I can continue. So from 2007 to 2011, and I went to training college. So I completed training college also. That was Enchi College of Education.
Okay.
So I completed 2014.
Okay, 2011 to 2014. Is it 3 years?
Yeah, it's 3 years.
Okay.
So after there, I was.
That's teacher training.
Yeah, teacher training.
Okay.
That's Enchi College of Education.
Okay.
So after that, I also served for almost 6 years. Yes. So, and I said, no, let me continue.
You have to.
Yes. So
that's the academic journey.
Yes.
Good.
And now I'm in Winneba
level 400.
Yes.
Wow, you've really traveled a rough journey, of course, because it hasn't been easy. Yes, it hasn't been easy. Thank you so much for the brief description of your own self. Now we know you. You are much welcome once again.
Thank you.
So your topic is LGBTQ plus bill, and we want to know the position of Africa. We are Africans, and anything that is happening, we need to be here as conscious people. We need to know what is going on. But let me also send you back small. How did you get into this, law or legal matters? Being a chief justice is not just.
This legal matters has been one of my priority that I wanted to. Yes, no matter how it is in my archive, that no matter how I have to also offer law.
Okay.
Yes, so I started this from the university.
Wow.
Not that I started it early.
You didn't start
No,
earlier.
I didn't start
Okay.
early. I just started it from university.
The university.
And I wanted to know how capable I am. So I think my little knowledge I got from this legal
student legal society.
Student legal. But I didn't. One thing is I didn't. I was not part of that student legal society.
You were not part of
Yes,
student
I'm
legal
not
society.
part of student legal society.
Wow.
You know, one thing you should know that in student politics it is different. We normally in student politics we normally go by some trend. That is, we look at those who helped.
Okay. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yes.
You helped. How did you help in terms of your strength?
Yeah.
Some just in terms of help, we don't normally look at the monetary aspect because some people just come out with money.
Yes.
Some of them also it is only advice. Some also they use their strength in terms of that's the campaign.
Yes.
So after you emerge victory, there's no way you can go. You can turn them down.
Yeah.
Yes. So you need to go for different person because if you may go for different person. But in terms, you also realize that okay, if I want to proceed, would these people help me again?
Yes, because they were not part of
the first steps, no, they were part of the team, but they didn't. Yes, they didn't benefit.
Yes.
How did you treat them? So we look at all this. So in terms of student politics, student politics is also generated from the national politics. Are you getting it?
Yes. They are mimicking what's happening there.
So that's how. So we have a candidate who is Makti, and I was the manager for him. So we started. So when you get into the latter part, it seems that the person that we want to pair with, the person was just doing like I don't know he was giving like a Daska attitude on and off. Like he will come today you will call him and he will tell you different story. So it seems not a day, just let's say an hours to the close of filing nomination.
Yes.
And at that time we have no option, so we have to start calling, and all of a sudden, God being so good, we get Abrante. So when we got that team also, we were looking at how are we going to be the main or they are going to be the main, because if you look at the effort we just put in, so we don't have any choice.
And by then, I wasn't on campus by then. I'm currently in level 200. Okay. By then, were Abrante campaigning somewhere or?
Yeah, they were also having a team.
Okay.
It seems sometimes in student politics, I may go for the form before I look for my running mate.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Okay.
Some also, when they are going already, they have their running mate before they go and file. But I can go and file, but after submitting of the form, you have to present your running mate.
Okay.
So
in the process
of filling your form. After you've gone for the form, you need to fill.
And
then
put your
running mate there, because they have a place for them.
Yes. Okay.
So when it got to that time, it seems we were finding it difficult because at that time the guy that we wanted to, because we started it with the guy, and I didn't know, maybe he thought maybe he weighed us and he knew, yes. When we are part of him now,
he were not having confidence in you. And did he contest with another person?
Yeah, he took a guy from BBA. Yes, that's the business department. Yes.
And they lost it.
Oh, they lost because that's how. So from there, it seems I was there. They called that they wanted me to be the
CJ, that's
the Chief Justice. So I said, if only you have trust in me and you are saying you've given me this portfolio, then yes, I also told them, okay.
You're okay with it?
Yes, I'm okay with it. So I started were they looking at the student handbook, going through
doing all the legal
yes,
work.
the legal work. So if I'm finding something difficult, I have to also call, because
Yes.
at that time we were also having the former CJ, which is the old.
The outgoing.
Yes, the outgoing. That was old. So if I'm having difficulties, I have to also call them to brief me
with
about
their experience.
experience that they have.
Okay.
So
Good.
not only, I was also having one senior also, I've forgotten the name. It was also, they were all good to me. They were good to me. So
Wow.
I think I learned a lot from them.
Wow.
I learned a lot.
Wow.
So
In terms of legal.
yeah, legal,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Legal, I learned a lot from them. So that's it.
Wow. It's really a mystery, or if I'm using the right words. It's also another rough journey. Let me put it that way. Yeah, it isn't easy. Thank you so much for all the briefings. So let's start with your topic for the day: LGBTQ bill versus Africa and the rest of the world. Okay, so before we, as a way of beginning, let's first of all look at LGBTQ, which doesn't, when you mention it this way, it doesn't make sense. At least we need
All right.
to
Well,
know
so
what it is.
when we talk about the LGBTQ, the L stand for the lesbian, and then the G also stand for gay.
Let me clear it here.
Okay.
L stand for lesbian.
Yeah.
Man and ma, eda, lesbian.
Then
G
we have
stand
the G stand for the gay.
gay.
When we talk about the male to male. Yes.
Okay.
Then we have is it the B stand for the bisexual?
Bisexual.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we have is it LGBT? Yeah, then the T stand for the transgender.
Transgender.
Yes, and we have the Q, which is the queer. That's the QUEER. That's the queer. Yes, the queer.
Wow. And
so
the plus.
The plus means still there will be adding. Possibility of adding.
And what would that one to be?
that one, yeah.
Even this few ones you brought, we can't even handle. The society cannot handle it, and more are yet. Hey, my God.
Yes, so more are yet to come. So that's it.
Hey. Well, LGBTQ. So what is it about? When we say LGBTQ, all these things.
Yeah, all these things. One thing I might say is, if you look at the Bible speaks against LGBTQ, which, if you also look at the Quran, the same thing, because
the same thing.
Sometimes that is why, if you look at the Bible, God created Adam, and He knew Adam was lonely. That is why He also brought Eve. Yes. So if you look at the Bible says they used one of the rib of Adam to create Eve. Yes. So in terms of that, we knew fornication is a sin.
Yes.
If you come to the Bible, and at the same time in Quran also, it's also a sin. So if fornication is a sin, because if I could recall, history of Quran tells that if you look at if I remember, I'll just tell you, because sometimes God loves us. He loves us so much to the extent, that is why, because if you look at the olden days, the moment you commit sin, when the times come, they just descend either water to destroy the land, or use wind also to destroy, or just fire. So if you look at this LGBTQ plus, I think it's not good, because you're looking at its effect. Because how come we have the male organ and the female organ, and you are saying you already use that one? So just that you want to, if you want to have sex with someone, you want to use the back.
Hey.
So let's look at this normal female and this normal sex, that when we talk about the penis and the vagina, this normal sex, look at the
sexually
transmitted diseases. And this one, we are not able to cure them, and you are bringing this LGBT that when man to man should marry and woman to woman.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So if you look at Libya, for instance, during the Gaddafi era, these things normally don't happen. So in terms of prostitution, prostitution per se, at that time Libya, you will not find all these things there. So you can see that the grace of God normally descend on them. So that is the little I can say
about LGBTQ. Okay, so want to know, I don't know if I'm right with this. Is it coming from the West Europe and the rest?
Yeah, it's coming from the West Europe, because if I could remember this one, way back 80s. So from that time to this
1980s.
time. No, that is 1870s.
1870s.
Yes.
That
it started 1870s.
It started.
So around 150 years now. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So not this LGBT didn't start just now. Way back.
It's not a new thing.
Yeah, it's not a new thing.
Yes. But it keeps growing.
Yeah, that is what I think it keeps growing.
Wow.
The more it grows, it is an I may say it's an agenda that they want to, because they want to include most of the countries.
So it was over there.
Over there.
Not here.
No.
So now they are now saying it should come.
Yes.
So I want to know, what is the relationship between these other countries and Africa? What is the relationship that exists
between the African countries
and those other countries?
All right. If you look at the relationship between Africa and the other countries, mainly I can say it dated then. That was a history during the let me say the colonial rule.
Slavery to colonial.
Yes, slavery to colonial rule, because we were colonized by these white men.
Yes.
And if you, in terms of also politics also, we can also say that in terms of politics, African remain underdog. Are you getting it? Yeah, they remain underdog. In a way, how am I? Because looking at the underdog that I'm talking about, as a result, their influence in terms of international organization is low.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes, it's low.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So Africa is so weak said that they can always come. Do they have that right to come and be introducing to us things that are happening in their country, and they want to extend it? Do they have that right?
They don't have the right, but they have it. Why am I saying this?
Okay.
Because we Africa we depend on them.
As in how?
In terms of when we are in difficulties. For example, just recent
IMF.
When the IMF, because it's you remember Ghana is part of UN. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes, and if you look at the IMF, that is International Monetary Fund. They are also, I will tell you that they are all part of them. So we depend on them. Are you okay? So when in terms of restructuring, we depend on IMF. In terms of other countries also, we depend on them for money in terms of infrastructure and all this.
Hey.
And when it comes to production also, we know less, I would say 1% production. Almost we import our raw materials, then we just export the finished goods. So look at the amount of money per day. Look at the importation that in terms of
money
we use for import. So I would say yes, because based on this, if we speak against the LGBTQ, sometimes it will affect us in a way when we are going for loan. Support. Because sometimes if you look at, they normally support us a lot. They support us a lot because. So if we speak against it, I think they will physically they will not tell you something, but when you are in need of all these things, yes. Because if you could remember recently, when we were looking for loan, but we find it difficult to get it. Are you okay? So because of that, that is why they are imposing it on us. Because if you look at, is it if I may tell, is it Rwanda or?
It's
Yes,
Rwanda.
Rwanda. You could see that they have is it anti?
It's Uganda.
Uganda, yeah,
Yes,
Uganda. They
it's
have anti-LGBTQ. Yes.
A bill.
Law.
They
They have
passed
that.
it
Yeah,
law.
they've passed. They have a law. So when you fall victim to that, then we have the sanctions there. So yeah.
So I don't know, like the international system. I want us to analyze the international system here. How is this structured? For instance, if you and I should form an association, it should not be an association of you are small and big. It's an association. So any benefit that is coming, we should all enjoy.
Yeah.
And if when it comes to say, everybody should have a say, equal say, of course. So what is this UN all about? That Africa, mostly our voice are always low tone, and they are speaking in a high
you know,
tone.
UN is also an organization, and if I could remember, we had Africa is vulnerable. Yeah, because we had is it this guy? I forgot him. Let me cross check the name. We have Kofi Annan, who was then secretary to the UN.
Okay.
But still, our voices cannot be heard. Are you getting? Because this is one thing is that is why I said most, because everything we depend on them. So let's take it for instance. If you are somebody that I always depend on, will my voices be heard?
One who feeds you controls you.
Yes, he controls you. Are you getting my point? Yes. So once we depend, everything we depend on them. In terms of water, everything, when it comes to agriculture, you look at fertilizer, for instance, everything we depend on them.
Hey.
So I think if all our voices will be heard, because recently, if you could look at, China was also one of the countries that they were also dependent, but they restructured.
Africa were dependent on.
Yeah, not Africa. At first also, you know, if we were talking about the powerful country, we talk about Russia and then
China,
UK,
yes,
US. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
But now, if you could, China has not developed, because they had, is it a 25 years plan, and now China has developed. Now you could see that almost USA and China, Russia, they are now also depending on China.
Wow.
Are you getting my point?
Wow.
Because a country who were depending on other is now also an independent for other countries to
depend on it.
Are you getting my point?
Wow.
So if Ghana we want to, because one thing, almost all the raw we have, look at our resources, the natural resources, timber. We have everything. So I remember when the president said Yetisi Kaso.
And so
yes, yeah, it is true. Yes, it is true that we are sitting on money, but looking at the mentality of Ghanaians, because we rather, instead of us to develop a country, we rather develop ourselves.
We are developing our individual selves
instead of developing the country. So they come, they just throw.
Does this apply to the followers too, or is only the leaders who are into this act of developing
one thing
themselves?
If a leader is going wayward, you are the back, you know that the person is going wayward, but you need to direct the person. But instead of you to direct the person, but we are joining them.
Because we can see some droplets of milk.
Yes. Because no, for example, you see these people, is it the school feeding program? We have, let's say, if it were to be your mother, you've gone for all these food items. Are you getting my point?
Is it buffer stock or something?
Yeah, this. So upon all this, and now instead of them to pay them, meanwhile, if you look at proceeding from Parliament, all this money has been released. Instead of them to give it to them, they are not giving it to them.
And where is the money hiding?
Yes. So this is what we should have. But they will come and say it, and you get a seconder to second them. Are you getting it? The followers, they will second them instead of them to know. Because one thing is, yes, in Ucha, yes, but you behind the person knows,
can see
it. But our politics is dirty.
That's the right word we are using.
Yes.
Our politics is dirty.
Yes,
you are
dirty.
still watching Beyond the Classroom, so I'm here with the former Chief Justice of UEW S.R.C 2021-2022 academic year. Is that right?
Yes.
We are discussing LGBTQ bill, plus bill. I don't want to always omit that plus. LGBTQ plus bill, the Africa and the rest of the world. Let's see. So, this is our African dirty politics and all of that. Do you think Africa have any dime of authority when it comes to the international system, the way the system is structured?
No.
Do we have any say?
No. If you look at this, Africans do not have any authority.
Okay.
Because almost everything normally is imposed on us. Why am I saying this? Because one thing is, we the Africans, we are not learning. That is our big problem. We are not learning. Because the moment you are telling the truth, they see that you are sabotaging the person. Meanwhile, it's not like that.
Okay. So
yes.
When you say we are not learning, it's too broad. Like, people make A's in class and things. So what kind of
we are not learning? Why am I saying we are not learning? Because almost it is also based on our educational system. If you look at the educational system, ours is our educational system is not about practical. Are you okay?
Theory.
Yes, it's about theory. So when you come to theory, for instance, we are superb. African, yeah. But when it comes to practical, we should put in use. We have problem with it. Because if we've made our education in such a way that the education is practical, because if you look at the recent TVET schools that they have, it's good. Are you getting it? Because when you have university like Apia Kente, they are into practical work.
The UEW branch is now
yes,
autonomous.
Now.
Okay.
Yes. That means the moment you complete, if you don't get work, you need to be able to establish
your own self-employed. Wow.
So if I think, for me, if we change our mentality, I think our voices can be heard. Yes, can be heard.
One thing, you said Africa don't have any say in the international system. But do you see any unity among the African countries?
This is the problem we have.
Because here is the case, the same continent that have no say. Some countries are accepting the bill, passing it into law in favor of the bill. Some are not supporting. So, do you see any amount of unity among African countries?
No, African countries, I don't see any unity. Because one thing is, if you look at, we have about 52 countries, and out of the 52, is it 32? Is it 32? If I could remember. But looking at Africa, because if Uganda is able to boycott this LGBTQ+, and up to now, because if you could remember, during, is it Kufuor, they wanted to impose, but Kufuor told them,
They wanted to bring this
Yeah,
LGBT.
they bring this LGBT.
It's not even today that it
No,
started.
not today. And during Atame's era also, Atame told them point blank that for him, he is not going to accept it. And during Mama era, the same thing. And Akufo-Addo era also, they brought it. But it seems like during this era that it seems they are using human rights to
attach to it.
Attach to it.
Make it look like if you don't accept it, you are kind of biased.
Yes, bias, like
denying some people
their
right.
Yeah, you are denying some people their right. How? Because
what the hell?
As you know, if you look at this country, the ladies are more than the men.
In Ghana.
In Ghana, the whole world.
Yes.
Ladies are more than.
It's obvious.
If you come to Africa, ladies are more than us. So you know, female are more than the male. So how come? Because if you pair the statistics, they are saying that every man is entitled to not less than three women. So if you have all these women, and still you are saying.
And here is even the problem: people are marrying single.
Are you getting? So sometimes if you are watching TV, you look at some churches, you could see that a lot of ladies praying for what?
Praying for husbands.
So all these things are there. So looking at Africa, we are not united. If Africa we are united, seriously, like a lot of things wouldn't be imposed on us. Because all the African countries, we always go for
that
support from there. So,
well, divide and control, or is it divide and rule? Yes. They've kept us in blocks: West Africa, East Africa, what Africa, and then they are now ruling us. Anyways, it's fine. So, can you share with us some clear possible sanctions that are kept in place that if you reject the bill, these are some of the possible sanctions that we can impose on you?
If you look at it, there are no specific sanctions that will be imposed on
those
countries that will reject LGBTQ+. But one thing you should know is we African rejecting it, we in some way we are going to suffer in some way also. If we are basing it, it is good for us also to reject it. But when we are rejecting it, it all depends on we the Africans, because you don't reject someone offer, then you go to the you go to the person, the same person, and you expect the person to fulfill whatever you want the person to do for you. Are you getting my point? So once we have, if you look at Ghana, we have oil, gold, timber, diamond, everything, countless. So if Ghana,
it's only someone always say we have blah 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 blah,
yes,
except the brain.
The brain. So if we can use the brain,
yes,
we produce our own goods,
refine it,
do everything here.
Why not?
Then I don't think they have some, because that's why I said they don't have any specific sanction. But what they are going to do is, when you are in need of something, they wouldn't give it to you. The same thing happened, because you look at the borrowing matter of this recent borrowing. It got to some place because they wanted to impose the LGBTQ+. When you go here, they say they are not ready to give us loan. Are you getting the point? That means you need to
just accept what they are,
so that they can give you money. Because they tell you, if you accept it, this is what we are going to do for you. This is, and look, boss, let me tell you something. These people, they have money. They have money. So when you accept it, whatever you need, they are going to give it to you. Are you okay? And if you look at Africa, because as you said, we are not using our head. Everything is borrow. If we want to just scrap, if you want to just go and present or do. Everything that we want to do is borrowing. So if you want to borrow, then you need to also expect that they are going to impose things on you. But if you stop borrowing, there's no way this
They
will
also stop.
So why Africa?
Why?
Can you impose? Let me ask. Can you impose LGBTQ plus on China? You can't.
Look at Saudi
on
Arabia.
Libya, Saudi Arabia, can you impose it? You can't.
Dubai,
can you impose
the
it?
rest of the world.
Yes. So why are you? Yes. Why are you
on.
mentioning Dubai, Libya, Arab countries? Because Arab countries, look at Arab countries.
They are using.
Because you cannot tell, because Arab countries, for instance, if you look at the Arab country, they don't have anything. It is only the oil. But they determine the market price of the oil. But they don't send it to world market for you to determine the price for them.
Hi.
So they can choose not to give you oil. You don't have anything to do. So why Africa? Because everything, we are not using our head. So everything we have to borrow. Recently we were having sugar factory. Look at the factories Kwame Nkrumah left for us.
We kill everything.
If let's say Mahama was able to revive this sugar factory, up till now. So Ghana, we have a lot. So based on this, they will impose on us.
Okay.
Seriously.
Looking at the way the international system is structured, Africans are now known for borrowing, and Europeans are now known for, helping and imposing. Can Africa survive one day out of all these worries that Newton is coming, we must accept it, we must accept it, and all of that? Can Africa survive one day?
Africa can survive.
And what is in place?
But one thing is, Africa can survive unless we also pray to God, so that one day God will also give us someone who is mentally sound, and that person is not only coming to build himself, but to also build a country. So if we get some people like this, sometimes I normally cherish some people, somebody like John Mahama, for instance. If you look at the infrastructure, this man started, look at the hospitals, so he did something, but not to the expectation that we were looking for.
Yes.
But let's look at the current government also. Because we have something like, we trusted this government, that the government is coming to do a lot for. Look at the free SHS.
It is because of Russia, Ukraine, and
that is
COVID-19.
Yes. So don't bring the COVID-19, because if you look at the COVID-19, the money that Ghana got from COVID-19, no African country got
it. It was a fundraising.
Yes. Not only the fundraising. Look at the World Bank, the Bank of Ghana, the money that they give to Ghana. So one day, that is why you are saying, not that we don't have, we can do all these things. When we start changing our behavior and our mindset, I think Africa will be also one of the best.
Africa can be one of the best.
Yes.
Are there any signs of we getting there that we can see now?
Right now, it will be difficult to.
It will be difficult.
It will be difficult for me to determine if we have, because as at this now, no. Because now, if you look at the future for Africa, no.
And when we are trying to look at the future of Africa, what do we look at? Do we look at the number of people converting to become believers that can pray for the change?
No, it's not about the number.
Are we looking at the youth? Are we looking at the old ones?
No, we are looking at. We are not looking at. We are looking at the youth.
The youth.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
prayer and old men are out of the equation.
Prayer, because they normally say God help those who help themselves. But Africa started praying, not. We will pray, because one thing is, if you want to pray, you should be spiritually sound. Are you okay? You should also desist from some things that the Bible has also said, do not do this. If you look at the 10 Commandments, Are we in the track to stop all these things? So prayers, you cannot go and pray today, then you'll be fornicating. You cannot go and pray today, then you'll be doing wrong. No. So in terms of, we should just put prayers aside, because everybody pray. And God also, if you look at once yesterday you slept and you wake,
you are able to wake up.
God has been by you. So if not that, so it is the youth that we are looking at. So what is the youth bringing on board? But nowadays, if you look at the youth are also following the old ones.
We are just mimicking photocopy.
Because
cut and paste.
Now Africa has now become two-party system. Because if you look at Nigeria, it's a two-party system. If you come to Ghana, two-party system. And this party system is killing us. Because it could be that you are a floating voter. You are not an NDC, you are not an MPP. But the moment you see something, when they are doing something and you want to correct it, they are saying you are sabotaging them. So how will Africa develop? Are you getting my point? So, and the youth, it is we the youth that we can make all these things happen. But let's look at, what are we doing?
That's always my question.
Yes, what are we doing? Because if someone does something which is wrong and you are supporting the person, are we building a country or we are building humanity?
Okay, we are far behind time. We have exhausted all our time. But before we draw the curtains, let's suggest for us just points that may not take much time. What are some of the things that we should start putting in place to anticipate that change we are always looking for?
Yeah, one thing.
Some key things that
one thing is one thing we shouldn't look. If I may say, one I can say, if we can change our attitude and the mindset, that is the key thing we should look at.
Okay. Because our attitude and our mindset. Okay.
Because upon everything, because whatever we do, it is controlled by the mind and the attitude. How are we portraying ourselves? How are we using our mind? Are you okay? So, and two, also we can look at if we are able to utilize our resources well. How are we going to utilize our resources? Because if you look at the production of gold, Ghana is one of the best country producing a lot of gold. But where do we refine them? Are we having this factory here? Unless South Africa. Look at the cocoa. We produce a lot of cocoa. If you are looking at two countries that produce a lot of cocoa, you cannot go away with Ghana. It's either Ivory Coast or Ghana. But what are we doing? Are we able to produce just a cocoa better? Nothing.
Everything outside.
Yes. We normally produce local rice here. What are they doing about the local rice? We have somebody like Katanka who is into producing cars, vehicles. What are we doing? But still we import cars from outside. Meanwhile, we have someone who normally also produces some here. So, if I may say, it's about our mindset and the attitude.
Only
mindset and attitude.
Wow.
Because if we are able to just change all those things,
everything will
change.
Good. If we are able to change our mindset, take it clear, mindset, everything is going to change for Africa. The development, whatever, I always say it, if you are looking for government to come and waiting for government to come and do something for your community, you must change your mindset first. Like he said, you must change your mindset in the sense that what exactly are you looking for, and what are you looking for your community, and what are you looking for from your leader. So if what you are looking for your community and what you are looking for from your leader are all the same, then you are on track. But if you are looking for roads, electricity, pipe-borne water, whatever for your community, and you are going to look for is it, you can mention any miserable thing, salt, maggi, anything miserable from your leaders, then it means you are on deviation. Yes, it means you are on deviation. There is no way you can look for two different things from a leader and expect to get both. You get what you want as a person, your parochial needs. You get it momentarily and it will diminish. But for the one you will get for your community, which will be permanent for you to grow old and still enjoy, die, and your and your predecessors will also come and enjoy, everything you will lose. So please, like he rightly said, I don't want to talk so much to looks like I'm even over explaining what he said, but it is my hope that you've understood him very well with the short words that he just used. Change your mindset. Your mindset, that is the key. So African youth listening to me, the only thing we need to do is to change our mindset towards how we relate with leaders, towards how we aspire for positions. Don't undermine any little position. You want to aspire for class prefect. I'm using class prefect because you see that to be basic, to be too small. How you aspire for class prefect? What is your interest? Is it the interest of the class that you want to, or you want to show off for people to see that you are the class boss? Let's change our mindset. That is the only thing that is killing Africa. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we go, we would like to hear your last words. Give us some brief words of advice going forward. And you can also take this opportunity to greet your fans and anything you have for
all right,
the world.
Thank you very much. Because as I said, we need to build a country, but not to build ourselves.
Good.
So if we need to build a country, one thing is, as a leader, you should also leave something, or you should leave a legacy that after your term of office, people will say that, oh, this
you have done
yes,
this.
You've done this.
We can use like Kwame Nkrumah.
So almost
you can mention
everything that
Kwame
Nkrumah is not around, but every day, the name
his name is mentioned.
Exists.
The moment you mention
Atamas is not around, but teachers normally say, that is their president. Because sometimes you look at a president or as a leader, you need to build a country. But you don't build those around you. You don't build yourself or your family. So my word, the little advice I will give it to the youth is, let's build a country, but not to build ourselves. So if we are able to build a country, I think one day we will also have the reward from the Almighty God. And one thing also is we are also in a contest of USAC. We are aspiring for USAC president.
Okay, Mark T. Yeah, my boss. He has ever been here before.
Yes,
he has been on this show.
President.
Good.
We are still working, and we need everybody's support.
Yes,
we need everybody's support.
Okay, great.
So I think this coming Saturday and Sunday we'll be having our vetting at Adumaku. So it will start 22nd to 23rd. Yes. So we encourage everybody. If you want to be there, you can be there. And we'll be also conveying some people to the center. And if you want to join, you can also come and join. But there is a saying that if you can't beat them, you join them. Yes. So that is the little advice.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we are all part.
Yes.
You are part, I'm also
Yes,
part.
we are
So we
part.
need to change our mindset.
Our mindset.
So normally, whenever you see your friend, just tell him change
your mindset. Simple
and
as
I
that.
think simple like that.
When we are able to do that,
Africa can change.
Good.
Not only
Good.
Africa, we Ghana, for
Ghana,
yes,
the world can
yes,
change.
can change.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for joining us. We have come to the end of today's episode. If you are new, like I always say, please do this. Do us this favor by subscribing and turn on the notification bell after subscription. When you do that, any new video will drop. You will be the first person to be notified. Like this video if you are enjoying it, and share with others for them to also learn, just as we are learning right now. Also, drop your comment in the comment section as a way of joining today's conversation. We are not the only two talking. We are talking and you are listening, so we are not three people. So if you want to join the conversation, drop your comment in the comment section. Anything you want us to call him back for, the questions you put there, anything, just recommendation or your opinion, anything, just put it there. Nothing you put there we will regard as nonsense. Everything makes sense, so put whatever you want to put there. Thank you so much for joining us. Do have a blessed day, and anticipate more interviews, more learnable contents on this platform. Thank you so much.